If you couldn't get into Interstellar, you probably ended up watching Big Hero 6, but it doesn't matter because, well, I like them both a lot. So, anyways, Big Hero 6, Disney's. I think Jeremy Johns said it good. It's like we get Marvel films in the form of Disney films, which is pretty sweet, I must say. And I must say, I don't think we get enough animated superhero films. That's for sure. I mean, I wish we got more of them, not just Batman themed or this theme, but just in general. I mean, DC has their DC animated films that they pump out a few of those a year, but more cinematically, like you release them to theaters and whatnot, and well, some of those DC films are good. I think a couple of them are great. Most of them are kind of just eh. But anyways, Big Hero 6. So when Disney bought Marvel, Bob Iger, head of Disney, was just like, hey, why don't you look around, see if you can find something that just will work. And spoilers, this is not part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's sitting there building its own world in a very Disney-esque world. Maybe more on that later. Anyways, our main characters live in San Francisco. I think that's the third film this year that's taken place in San Francisco. We had Godzilla, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, now Big Hero 6. Now, to be fair, San Francisco, but yeah. So it's a merger of San Francisco and Tokyo. Like the Golden Gate Bridge has like some Asian-esque architecture on it, which I thought was kind of cool. Anyways, it centers on our main character, Hiro, and Baymax, who's just Baymax is this robot that Hiro's brother Tadashi built. He was built to help people and to medically help them and whatnot. And Baymax, he's just the most likable thing imaginable. Like you're gonna be laughing your head off. Like they show a lot of the stuff what he does that makes him funny in the trailer, but there's just so much stuff in the film that just like you'll be laughing for a while. You'll think about it, be like, oh, that was funny. Baymax did that. Anyways, like most superhero origin films, something bad happens. I'm not gonna say what, but something bad happens. And then we get our film from there on. Anyways, Hiro designs these little microbots, and something bad happens that ends up getting them destroyed. But somehow someone gets their hands on them, and uses them for evil things. A masked gentleman of sorts, and that's pretty cool. Seeing this masked gentleman, using them, and like they almost feel like the Dr. Octopus arms sometimes. Like he'll just stand there, and it's like a big tidal wave of whatnot. We also meet the other four heroes of the team: Honey Lemon, Go-Go, Wasabi, and Fred. Now, at least two of those sound like a stripper name. Seriously, Honey Lemon. Whatever. I'll get that a bit later. As the characters themselves, they're well done, but I think that they're a little underdeveloped. Now, the film itself is more about Hiro and Baymax. But just, I think it'd be better if there was a little more development of them. And, their power, they're all just human. No one has any supernatural powers. They actually design their powers themselves, actually, based on technology and science and whatnot. And it gets interesting. So I won't get into that. But yeah, the film, it really in itself is about the relationship between Hiro and Baymax. It's just so much fun to watch, seeing Baymax trying to understand humans and what he's programmed to do and what Hiro wants him to do is neat. And yeah, that's the film in a nutshell, really. And yeah, it is a almost traditional Marvel film. There is a post-credits scene, and there is a Stan Lee cameo. So just keep in mind for that. The credits were fairly short credits, so sweetness. But what works about the film? Well, yeah, Baymax just works so well. He's just, how could anyone not like this guy? Yeah, some of the supporting characters, they're cool. They all have their moments. Though I wish some of them had more moments, I guess. The fights are all really cool. The villain's pretty cool, though I think his motivation could have been fleshed out a little more. And, I don't know, some bits felt a little more rushed than others. I'm like, oh, that scene could have gone on for an extra like 30 seconds or something. That only went on for like, I don't know. Some scenes I felt could have been a bit longer. It's about an hour 45 minutes, not that long. It almost has a bit of a How to Train Your Dragon type feel to it at times. Like, you know, you think of How to Train Your Dragon, like, you know, it was Hiccup and his relationship with Toothless the dragon. It almost seems like this, Hero and his relationship with Baymax and how he's trying to teach Baymax, and they're both kind of learning from the two are kind of learning off one another, which is interesting. But yeah, there's a lot the film does right as well. Music's good, the characters are well done. Some nice touching moments here and there. It's a Disney film. Now let's get into the controversial stuff. A friend of mine who actually read the comics of this, he's kind of pissed at this film because, you know, we all know about Disneyfication and stuff like that. Apparently, this film goes to a bit extreme sometimes. If you actually were to look at some of the what the actual characters look like in their comic counterparts and whatnot, it's pretty baffling, I must say. And I almost kind of sat there going, "Whoa, that's a bit extreme, isn't it?" Whatever. Oops. Here, I'll just go over one of them. Honey Lemon in the film is this very, like, quirky, nerdy, chemistry type person. Honey Lemon in the comics is almost like the Marvel equivalent of Black Canary. So, yeah. But, you know, I mean, stuff like that doesn't really bother me so much, but, because, well, really, I haven't really read the comics, but I can kind of understand why people, I guess, would think like whatever about it. But that was just what one person said. That's just one friend of mine who was like, he says he's still going to watch the film, but he was just like, well, you know, just throw out rid of the source material and some of the original designs and all that. But I sat there going, well, look, Disney does what it does, and I don't know. But I think this year alone, it's been fairly dry for animated stuff. I mean, the only real big three I can think of are the Lego Movie, How to Train Your Dragon 2, and this one, Big Hero 6. I think the Box Trolls as well, and the Book of Life, but I haven't seen those two, which I gotta get on that. I'm just a little short on money at the moment. It's just been a hectic while. But as it stands, I think Big Hero 6 is fun, it's entertaining, it's an animated superhero film, something I've always wanted more of. And, you know, I'm going to get some shit for this comment. It also proves just Marvel really just is that much ahead of DC in the film world. I mean, yeah, DC's done all those DC animated films, but here's Marvel putting one out in theaters for everyone to enjoy or whatever. But yeah, let's see here. Will we get a sequel? I don't know. I guess maybe. I mean, you know, Disney doesn't really make their films with the intent of making sequels, but I've been wrong in the past. But it's enjoyable. I think, you know, could have had a few better moments here and there. But it's just enjoyable as is, and I'm going to give it a nice, yeah, 8.5 out of 10. And yeah, that's Big Hero 6. What did you guys think about it? I was laughing my head off, and all my friends enjoyed it, so yeah, why not? So, I'll see you later. Bye.